So we're good to go. Okay. So, hello, Father Graham. How are you today?
Father Gary,
Good.
it's good to
Very
see
good.
you.
So you were here for the weekend at Holy Family Parish to preach for the weekend, and we've had one evening of the mission. How how do you feel it went so far?
I just think the time here has been really, really blessed, and I enjoyed celebrating the mass and the weekends. And last evening, I really sensed that the Lord was moving powerfully in people's lives and giving our life to Jesus. And I really sensed that the Lord was walking amongst the people and moving hearts. I could see people moved to tears,
Mm-hmm.
especially during the adoration
Mm-hmm.
of the Blessed Sacrament and Jesus present in the Eucharist. So I'm really enjoying my time
Mm-hmm.
here, and I think that the Lord is doing amazing things
Mm-hmm.
here. This is good ground, as I said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. That's wonderful.
So I heard you got a phone call
I,
this morning.
I did. We've prepared very long and diligently for your mission, and we've been really looking forward to it. And everybody's really enjoying your quirky sense of humor. But you also have a lot of knowledge, and obviously what comes through is just your deep faith and your love for Christ, which is very beautiful to see. Yes, this morning I did receive a phone call from Bishop Crosby, and he's asked that due to the COVID-19 virus that we cancel or delay our mission right now. So
Yeah.
so that's what we need to do.
That's understandable, and it's a hard decision for the bishop to make, but an understandable decision. So so we'll do the next steps, which is we'll delay the mission,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's wise, and I think that the Lord is moving in this time, in this age, and through this circumstance. So it's not that the mission is canceled; it's delayed.
Mm-hmm. So you will come back.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep. I know the directions. I have it in my GPS for sure. So I will definitely be coming back, and I look forward to that time. But in the meantime, the mission hasn't stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to continue to lean into the Lord in this time and pray for Bishop Crosby and pray for the diocese and pray for our country, that we really keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, because that's the most important thing, that we keep our focus very, very clear, and in any opportunity that we have, to proclaim Christ and to say, hey, Jesus is in charge, and we go to that. So thanks, Father Gary, for your ministry, and thanks to the whole ministry team that has prepared for this mission. And I look forward to soon returning and seeing the signs and wonders that God is already doing in the parish and with the people of God. So God bless you, Father Gary.
We're looking forward to that as well too. Now, just before you go, I know you shared a story with the people on the weekend masses, and you said that you would give the conclusion to the story. So I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting anxiously to find out what is the conclusion. So before you go, could you share the conclusion?
Well, I was thinking maybe I'll just leave it as a cliffhanger, but no, I would like to share this story. So for those who weren't there at the weekend mass, I shared a story about a little girl, and in the parish that I was in previously, in another time, and she had a pre-existing heart condition, and it was a very, very serious condition. And so I was in my office, and someone came and got me and brought me out to the schoolyard, which was right beside the church. And there, the little girl was lying on the ground. Her heart had stopped, and this was during the recess time. They ushered all the students back into the school. The teachers were doing CPR on the girl, and chest compressions, breathing in her mouth, and doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Her mom came by, and she was standing by her, and I was there, and things were not. It was very serious. So, uh, as it was, they were calling out her name, and in my own quirkiness, which is pretty evident, um, I was saying I just didn't know what to do. So the Lord spoke to my heart and said, "You're a priest. Pray." And so I kind of came to and knelt down at her legs and grabbed a hold of her ankles and just started praying in the Spirit and just praying fervently. Hearing her name being called out by her mom, the teachers, and eventually the EMS came along. And what occurred to me was that phrase that Jesus said when he touched Jairus's daughter's dead body, Talitha kum, little girl, get up. And so I was praying that and praying in the Spirit and whatever words that came to me. The EMS came, took a hold of the situation. They got the paddles out, and I often recommend don't hold on to anybody if they put the paddles on. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. So I let go, and we're still praying in the Spirit. They gave a shock to her body. Her little body responded to that. And I think she was around grade 3, grade 2, grade 3-ish. So I could see the life draining from her. She did not respond to that. She did not breathe on her own. Her body was getting grayer. Her lips were getting more blue. They started working on her again. And then again, the EMS got the paddles, let go. Again, a shock to her body. Her body responded, but there was no breath, nothing. And it was getting pretty desperate. And so I grabbed a hold of her legs and again, praying, just pleading with Jesus, Jesus, you are the one. And then at one moment, it was, she just took a huge breath, and color started restoring to her body, and it was just incredible that we were standing there. She started breathing on her own. They lifted her up on the stretcher, put her in the ambulance, off they went. I heard following that, her mom shared with me that the doctors looked at the time that she was not breathing, the time that her heart was not going, all of those factors that were going on. And the doctors confirmed that, said, there's no way she should have come through this. There's no way that she should have been resuscitated. And there's no way. To this day, I think she's soon to be graduating from college, which is awesome. That's incredible. And that's what the Lord wants to do. Another miracle that happened, that's associated with this, after they took her away, I went into the school and I got on the PA system and I asked the school to pray. And I said, we've got to pray. And so I led them in a prayer, and without any prompting, her classmates in her classroom, when the recess bell rang, without any prompting from the teacher, no one else, they all went to the basket where there were rosaries. And at recess, they went out and sat in a circle around where she had dropped and prayed the rosary.
Beautiful.
Without prompting. Like, that's a miracle, that the Lord would move in people like that, in the little people, and all of us. And I believe that the Lord wants to do signs and wonders over and over and over again, because he wants to break through our hardness of hearts and our hardness of heads and our hardness of hearts. And he wants to say, I am the Lord, and I raise you from the dead. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to raise all of us up. So that's the story, and it continues on, not only in her life and her family's life, but all our lives, that the Lord raises us up. And so I look forward to the next time that we're together, where the Lord will do amazing signs and wonders. God bless you.